Pratikrit, come in here. He doesn't have the numbers, but the opposition, it seems, doesn't have a name on who will succeed Imran Khan. Just like the opposition here in India. Too many ambitions to accommodate. In Pakistan, opposition also too many ambitions to accommodate. Could you see that blowing up?
Yeah. Well, I think this opposition, the umbrella alliance of the opposition parties, have been structured by the deep state of Pakistan. So the name that is floating around, Shahbaz Sharif, I think that is the most likely name. And I think sometime back, Bilawal Bhutto also declared him as the prime ministerial candidate. So that is a given. That is going to happen. And in any case, some of the allies of Imran Khan, for them, the popularity of Imran Khan has gone down so badly that for the next in the next 1 year that the election is going to happen, none of them want to antagonize the deep state or the army rather by going with Imran Khan anymore, because the army has given enough indication that they don't want this person to stay as the prime minister anymore. The question is what happens now? The cancellation of his speech, his dangling around that letter, and suddenly, somebody stepping in, probably, a general was had come and met him some time back, and probably it was told to him that you have crossed the Rubicon long time back. Don't, for the sake of your own political agenda, take any country's name. Look, it always has happened with Pakistan that whenever they are in crisis, they invoke the name of Islam and they invoke the name of India. But I think in this case, there was some other country whose name he was about to reveal. And that would have jeopardized the relations, which are already fragile. Most probably, I cannot completely assure that's the exact country. Most probably it's going to be United States, but the whole thing is a hoax. Nobody actually wants to throw out another country's government by writing a letter.
Sure.
So Imran Khan is trying to project himself as a crusader who is being crucified for the sake of, because he was trying to improve Pakistan, but he hasn't done anything such that it has made Pakistan strong enough that he would have enemies all around. Nothing like that has happened. He is basically become unpopular for several reasons. We all know the reasons. He has burned bridges with the army itself, trying to take on the army not once but twice. So the writing is on the wall. What happens next? He has completed the legacy. Just 1 second. He has completed the legacy that he will not complete the 5 years. Would he go in exile? Would he be subjected to the similar things that some of his predecessors have faced?
But there is
it's
a saying.
Interesting to see.
Pratikrit, I know the writing is on the wall. I know he doesn't have the numbers, but there is a saying, it's not over till it's over. It's not over till the fat lady sings. And you know what my conspiracy theory about this press conference by Imran Khan being called off is? Possibly a deal is being cut. Mr. Parsa Sarthi, as someone who's served in Pakistan, I want to ask you what you think will be going on, at Imran Khan's residence. Will he be working the phone lines right now? We know that he's already met with the ISI chief, with the army chief who call all the shots in Pakistan. The fact is he's cancelled his press conference last minute. The fact is, look at his body language. He's been intensely confident. कुछ चल रहा है क्या? सरकार बचाने के लिए. Is there a deal being cut right now?
Honestly, the joke around in Pakistan is that the only person he will listen to is his good wife, who's said to be an expert in forecasting the future. So,
and also apparently doing some jadoo tona to save his government. Apparently many poor chickens are being sacrificed as we speak, but that's only gupshup in the Pakistani media that I'm repeating here. Go ahead, Mr. Parsa Sarthi, complete your sentence.
That is the reality. The man really believes his wife is a saint. So it's fairly well known she has a say in his decision making. And I'm serious about these things. I'm not frivolous. The fact of the matter is that he comes back, he burnt his boats with the army very badly. And that too by trying to promote or groom to be chief General Faiz Hamid, the DG ISI, who made a mess of the entire transfer of power to the Taliban. That earned him the wrath, not just of the army chief, but of the GHQ. He has been made corps commander and sent on the Afghan border, and with no sign of the future.
Sure.
Let's also remember another fact. Just about an hour and a half ago, we had reports in your channel that the army chief and the DG ISI had met with Imran Khan. Now that is very, very clear, because the only thing if they did, as has been reported by you, then they have given him the message very clearly that the day is up and it would be best interests of the country if he left in a constitutional manner and a dignified manner.
Okay. Okay, so you feel there is no deal being cut. There is a clear-cut message that has been conveyed by the Pakistani army that essentially runs the country, that bhai sahab, your time is up, aap nikal lijiye apna jhola lekar. General, just come in here. I remember former Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani had once very famously said that he doesn't want to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan because Pakistan's sordid history is such that people go straight from the Pakistan Prime Minister's house to the Adiala jail. Now, we don't know whether Mr. Imran Khan will be keeping up with that tradition or breaking that tradition, but what I certainly want to know from you is this. Is this crisis that is brewing in Pakistan, according to you, is it going to impact India, and by India I say the going-ons in Jammu and Kashmir?
Shreya, I hope I'm on a better line now.
Yeah, yes you are, sir. Go ahead.
But definitely what's happening in the inner circles of power in Pakistan traditionally has had an impact on events in Jammu and Kashmir in the past. But today I think the situation is slightly different. It was at Pakistan's behest that you found the ceasefire coming and the ceasefire probably holding on since the 25th of February 2021. It is to the advantage of Pakistan to a great extent with the kind of financial crisis that they are in at the moment. They don't know which side to really look, whether to the Chinese side or the US side or which side they want to go. Therefore, at this particular time, a crisis-laden time, to try and create a problem in Jammu and Kashmir and risk the possibility of a response from India is something which I don't think will probably happen. In the yesteryears, yes, this was a feasibility always. The Pakistan army could risk it also to an extent. Here, the problem is also, you got to remember that the Pakistan army, deep state in fact, and Imran Khan are not in league with each other. And it's quite apparent that they are poles apart at the moment. So therefore, if no one is going to listen to Imran Khan at this particular time. And no purpose is going to be served for the deep state at this time to instigate something in Jammu and Kashmir because they're really not prepared to take it forward. They've burnt their boats. They've had issues with problems in Jammu and Kashmir, and they know that there is only a limit up to which they can play under the current circumstances. So in this particular situation, I think it's a no-go. Jammu and Kashmir, the impact is not going to be there. Okay,
you don't see any impact on Jammu and Kashmir. Pratikrit, come in here. I once again want to go back to the internal situation in Jammu and in Pakistan. The fact is that politically and economically unstable Pakistan is never a good idea for India. In that sense,